Excuse me. So let's see here. Where are we looking? Here it is. Okay, well, yo, have you been to Real Talk before, Andrew? I don't think you have, man. Sorry, Drew. I was like Andrew. Drew. Well, for you, anyone else in the chat who's just chilling for the first time, we look at demo reels from various people who submit them, and we look for things that are right here. And when I say we, I mean, of course, myself and Mattesk, Matthew Martinson from McLean Entertainment, having worked on such gems as Mark of the Ninja and Don't Starve, and Need for Speed Shift back in the day, and NHL, I don't know. What year was it? I don't want to say a too early year. One of the NHLs. I think it was his first gig was at EA, I think. So, yeah, it's him, myself, tearing apart demo reels for NHL 97, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, so we're looking for a few things in each reel, all in the interest of making them better and helping people get hired, basically, more often or at all. I'm the old, oh, Matt. Alright, so we're looking for presentation, material selection, content quality, and distinction. Presentation being just the overall presence of yourself on the internet, because of course if you can't guarantee that people will know who you are, and when you have whatever representation of yourself you have online is going to be in our chops. Good to have you. Whatever the representation is going to be what they take away. So when they see a reel that has a certain kind of makeup, or a certain attention to detail, or lack of attention to detail, or like a terribly designed page versus a great designed page, or a certain kind of bio, or whatever, all that information kind of comes together to dictate whether or not they think you'd be a good addition to the team, right? So next up, material selection, kind of the same thing. We look at the various things in your reel specifically, and we'll just tell you what we think that says about what you want to be working on, and what you're good at, and what you might not be so good at, or maybe what you are good at, but we just don't realize it because your reel isn't saying it. That kind of thing. And content quality, is it up to the industry standard of awesome? And if it's not, we'll try to tell you how you can improve that. And for distinction, it's kind of just whatever you can do to make yourself stand out. And it's really up in the air. It can be anything, really. It could be your audio being great, or it could be something completely different and kind of weird that just happens to catch someone's attention, and therefore you remain in their memory, as opposed to the other 100 people they got demo reels or resumes from, who they will forget in the next week, you know. So, okay, get a room, my dudes. This is the plus plus. Is plus plus working yet or what? I don't think it is. Like, I'm really quite certain it's not. Simply Steve, good to see you. Hey Carson, what's up, Derek? Thank you for hanging out. Your background matching your site. Your dancing DJ animation. Yes, exactly. Man, so here you go. Here's your dancing DJ animation. But this comes up all the damn time, man. What a great site. Right? Like, this is a great example of distinction. This site at all. It scrolls forever for no good reason. And, oh, there he is. Look at that. Our good pal Samuel Mackey with his sick real background that I keep bringing up because it's so good. Look at this. Matches the background. Amazing. So, yeah, the distinction thing is kind of whatever. So whatever you can do to stand out, you should be doing it. Whatever you think works. So, let me just kill off Cubby. Gone. And suddenly it's just you and I. So let's jump right into Fat Bard. Man, do we want to look at your site? You didn't give me the site to begin with, so I don't know if you're really married to this thing or not, but I mean, it's very WordPressy right away, but that's maybe fine. I don't know. We can have a look. We can have a look. This is the main link that I was sent by Patrick Crecelius, I believe is how you say his last name. And there's a Zach, I think, on the team. We might learn about Zach soon, if there's a bout or something. I think you said Zach. Right? I'm pretty sure there's a Zach too, Patrick. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but anyway. Okay, so... Oh snap, I'm getting mentions in the game audio Slack. Stop it, you guys. Okay, oh, it's Tumblr, yo. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, it's very just vertically scrolling text and stuff, so whatever, we can have a look. Okay, so let's bring this back up. So just flash this little criteria a couple times. So the very first thing we're looking for being presentation, we generally just look over the whole site and kind of see, you know, what you got going on. So we'll glance across. The very first thing we see, it's very bloggy. The first thing we see is the blog. So yeah, I mean it's good because right now your reel is like relatively high up, you know, relatively, but it's not like this isn't really like a site, you know. Being that the blog is the first page. Although that said, I mean look at this, look at the consistency, man. We got January 19th, January 16th, January 13th. Is it broken? Oh, is it broken? Oh no, it's the old link, man. RIP. Patrick. No. Okay, I'll fix it soon, I guess. That's fine. So carrying on, I mean, in terms of dates though, December 26th, and then we got the 13th. This is like relatively frequently updated, so good for you. It's like very, very rare we see any kind of consistency in posting for blogs ever. I believe, was it Samuel Mackey's page that had the posts? I think it was. I'm gonna even out my compliment, Sam. Sorry. So my compliment for his sick background will now be nullified by this posts link that leads to a nothing and one post. So it's really a post link, and that's actually honestly very typical of kind of blog or article style links on sites like that. So this kind of thing is kind of welcome. That said, it's really not likely that someone will just jump in and start reading someone's blog right away, unless it's been like recommended or they know them personally or something, right? So blog first thing is a bit bold, and the broken link is obviously pretty rough. Soon TM. Yeah, sorry, man. So okay, so I'll go to about here. We're a duo, yes. Patrick and Zach Fenneman. I don't think I've met either of you guys, but I know a lot of what you worked on. Just from what I've seen by briefly glancing at least. So a long time. Oh, sorry. We're a duo of video game composers and
with impunity.
Insomniac from St. Louis, who believe that memorable music and sound design can be a huge element of a game's appeal. Whether you need lush cinematic pieces, dreamy landscapes, or catchy chip tunes, we can fit your game and your budget. Great. Crashlands, Blitzbreaker, Cards and Castles, Hive Jump, Kerfuffle, Adventure Lamp, Casmage, Mabel and the Wood, among many others. We've also contributed work on mobile titles from companies such as WB Games, Warner Brothers Games, DC Legends, Fantastic Beasts, different, Cases from the Wizarding World. All right, John Deere, UPS, and Tonka. That's pretty sick. Oh, lots of truck things here. Great. So plenty more here. I'll skip the personal bios, but cool. Oh yeah, I'm curious about this though. Cedarbox Studio. What's this? He owns Cedarbox Studio. Whoa. What is this front page, man? Recording. Lessons. Cool. There's like not much here at all, but I guess it's, yeah, I don't know. There's not a whole lot to look at here, but it's fine. It's also Tumblr. It's fine. Tumblr team. It's okay. All right. I do like these. These are cool. Super nice. Okay, let's go. Music. We'll glance across here. All my works are referrals, so I give my personal site. Okay, fair enough. Okay, music, good. Fatty selections, Crashlands, cartoon. Okay, sure. So it's just like here's a ton of audio to listen to. That's fine. I don't love pages like this, but okay, we'll carry on. Portfolio, is this where we're gonna find a link to your reel? Is your reel like absent your page right now, man? Like do only I have your reel link? Because that's no good. Dungeon Bash. So these are like more musics, but like from projects, not just sort of from whatever. Excuse me. It looks like music is like good to go, and then portfolio. Sorry, music is just sort of here's a bunch of tunes, but like here's Crashlands and stuff. So what the heck? And then portfolio, we've got more Crashlands. Oh, this is Butterscotch Shenanigans, right? That's where I knew this name from. Yeah, Adam and Sam and Seth. Is that right? Seth Coster, like all like brothers. They're good dudes, man. They're very good dudes. I like those guys a lot. They're in the PAX 10 at PAX West this year. Blitz Breaker. Yeah, I don't understand this at all. Like it's kind of like 2 pages for music. Adam, Sam, Seth. There you go. Yeah. I don't understand why there's 2 pages, man, but that's fine. We'll carry on. SFX. And here's the reel. Is this the one? Let's see. 117. It looks the same. Is it the same one? Let's go to the page. Link is the same. Okay, cool. That is the one. Oh, get out of here. Go to the front page. Okay, well, that's fine. This is now SFX. This should probably be here. So, yeah, so Matt is getting right to where I was going to get to after going through your whole thing here. But at this point, with all the stuff you've shipped, I dumped the style examples. Yeah, like you don't have to do that. Showing style examples is like, here's what I'm capable of. But it's kind of like, if you just show, like, here's things we've shipped, and they speak for themselves. That's very good by comparison to here's some random stuff that we've done. We totally did, like Power Up Audio, we totally did the here's a random stuff we've done thing to start out. And our site was like a long, gross, naked website that I am embarrassed about now. But it had some real content that was right at the top. Like the reel was at the top, mind you. And it was totally just fabricated audio vignettes of games that don't exist, but we recorded voice actor friends and just put music that we'd written against it and did like a sound effect pass, like as if you were playing a game, had your eyes closed kind of thing, right? So we did that because we had to. We didn't have credits, but once you have credits, like it's way more effective to have those credits there with your accompanying work, of course. So we'll, and then like portfolio, this is again, like here's some sound effects, I guess, like, yeah, I don't care about this. I feel like every person I know who is in a hiring position like doesn't like this. And what's the difference between like a portfolio and an example reel? So a portfolio is like back to this thing, like things you've worked on. An example is like just sort of potential stuff you could do and could be in a game eventually at some point. Like this is redundant, and this isn't good in the first place. So this should be all you need. If you can't show everything you need to show in this, then I would consider revising this. But we'll get to that soon. Art to music. Posts tagged art to music, music to art. Sponsored. All right. Want to learn more? What's it trying to tell me right now? What are you trying to tell me, Patrick? What is it? You don't like this? All right, great. Yeah, we'll just let that sit there for a while. That's fine. Okay, so art to music, we had... So what is art to music? Is there like a thing here that... I can't just get rid of this? I have to replay or learn more? Okay, thank you. Jesus. Okay, so is there a thing that says something like, this is what this is? So are you putting music to a piece of art? Is that what's happening? Music to art? Trudy Castle, what's up? She's on the Dark Ascension team now. How much are they paying you? You gotta buy blades, Derek. Buy those blades, man. Yeah, I don't know what this is, but I think that having something like the very top saying like, this is what this is all about would be kind of cool because it seems interesting, but coming in blind, it's it's kind of unfortunate that I'm forced to kind of search for an answer to what this is. But yeah, it's cool. The way Tumblr works, we couldn't put a header text. No! Okay, well, alright, that's cool though. It's unfortunate you can't show that, but oh well. Uralis? Uralis. Your beard's glorious from this angle. Oh my god. Well, thank you. Okay, well, let's jump on this reel, shall we? Let's do it. Portfolio. Oh, with SFX. There's a lot of things at the top, man. There's more things than you need here. There's a lot more things. Like, portfolio could... I don't know, maybe you could have these two or something. Or, like, have your reel on the homepage, and then have this separate or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's have a look. Let's make sure my volume's at full, because right now it for sure is not. But... okay, let's go. Let's do this. So again, we're looking for oh, please. We're looking for this stuff here. And we'll have one playthrough, and we'll see how it goes. Let's go. Full screen's unavailable. Get out of here. Come on. There we go. That was cool.
KO. Game.
Okay, settle down. Oh, sorry, the mouse cursor. Start with this. What? That's not my mouse. What? No, I missed this clip. I thought this was my mouse cursor. I was like, oh, sorry, guys. No. Oh, this that hurts me. But it's all right. We'll watch it again. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Patrick, and Zach as well, of course. Let's watch it again. That mouse cursor. Oh, I panicked. I consider, like, you know, presentation is really important over here. So I was like, no, the cursor. Okay, well, let's play it again. I have a lot of thoughts, certainly, and overall, it's like pretty solid. So good stuff, man. I was laughing at Derek in the chat. So we're for sub there. 3, 2, 1. More ambience. More ambience. Seconds later, like under a second later. MIA is ambience. Yeah, I was like, no ambience, man. See, this is the thing, because. So for those of you who have not been at Real Talk many times before, is like other times we've done Real Talk, and we've been doing Real Talk since like June of last year, like 2 a week at least, right? So we get a lot of reels that have music and sound in the same go, and like it's a gameplay shot with music and sound, and they either did both music and sound, or they did like one of the two, and they figured like, oh, I captured the gameplay and. Here it is, and there's a little title there that says like, this game, and I did music or something, or it's like the game only, and then you assume they did everything. And the problem with that, when you're hiring for music or for sound, is that sometimes the thing that you're not looking for, that is, if I'm looking for sound and there's music, the music might stomp on the sound and thereby obscure my perception of that work. So it'll just be getting in the way, right? And when it's doing that, it's not that we're worried. It's not that we think the sound is bad because we can't hear it. It's that we can't tell. And if it's just stomped on, then what happens is, like Matt and I know we've done cutscenes. I did the Necrodancer trailer like last week, right? And I totally just got out of the way and let Danny B do his thing and have the music just be front and center for some of that trailer. Of course, you do, because that's what makes a good trailer, right? Or makes a good piece. But that said, I don't really care about that if I'm hiring. I want to know that if you need to do sound and carry a moment by yourself, you can do it. And so that's when this kind of comes in handy, like having sound only. But the flip side of that is that if you remove all the music and then your design sounds bare, that can sometimes be because of the presentation and it just has to be that way. But other times you'll think, well, why is it so empty? And now suddenly I'm looking at this being so bare, thinking, well, maybe Patrick and Zach think that's what a complete and filled soundscape sounds like. And maybe you don't think that, but this reel is conveying that that's what you think a complete soundscape sounds like. So this is, I'll play through one more time here, and I have my sidechain on here so you can hear some of it. So like right now, it's fine. It's fine that you're like showcasing a cool sound you did. I totally get that. But if you're showcasing your ability to work with a team and take charge and fill it out and bring that team's audio to the industry standard of amazing, then showcasing a single sound is only effective to a certain point. See what I mean? It's like, here's a sound. Here's a sound. And like, I have beefs with the design itself. We can get to that too. But just as far as presentation goes, here's where we're at, right? So boom, 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 cool, some hits, great. This is getting into some full sound effects because there's so much happening on screen, right? So I'm assuming you played the game and captured it with like no music on or something. There was a title actually, Matt. It's just very short. It's here. It's kind of also in the corner, and it's like Fat Bard. I'd kind of put this maybe like here instead, but I recognize you want to cover this up. But this is like, I literally did, I thought the exact same thing, Matt, at about the 10-second mark. I was like, oh, was there even a title? And I just remembered that I saw this on like the YouTube still, so I assumed there was, but I didn't recall seeing it, you know? So I think that you call a lot of attention to this, and this could be a little more prominent perhaps. It feels like a side effect, or like a side thought right now, where it should be like, hey, here's us, like get in touch kind of thing. Just a small detail. But yeah, I fell into the same trap, Matt, absolutely. So we'll jump into high jump again here. Hey, Carlsy, good to see you. But even here, no ambience, right? It's like, here's some standalone sound effects. So there's more happening as far as number of sounds, but... And the thing is, when you have... When a shot is short of full, does that make sense? Like when it's not... Like, here's the full soundscape, and you've gotten to like this level, but not quite to here, or worse, like down here somewhere, then what'll happen is like, I'm a sound designer. I know what's happening on a technical and creative level to make it feel like this. Like, I know what's happening, like in the engine and in the design. But when some random indie or some random like creative director or producer or something comes in the scene and they're looking to hire sound, they'll hear that and be like, feels like I was missing something, and they won't like know what that is potentially, right? So the thing is, when they don't know it, maybe they'll watch another reel, and that other reel has a fully designed soundscape, and they'll be like, oh, that feels cool. It sounds really great. It feels punchy. It feels like really exciting. Feels alive, and they'll have that feeling to go on and nothing else. They're not gonna be like, oh, well, you know, it's a game capture. There's no music, and that's why it sounds kind of empty. They won't think that. They'll just hire someone else. So it's not guaranteed, but there's a possibility, right? So I mean, all we're doing with this whole segment is being like, let's remove the risks, as many risks as possible, and remove the assumptions, as many assumptions as possible. So we'll carry on. It's just more of the same, right? Like, here's a sound. And the sounds are fine. Like, they're okay, you know? It's just very... And I guess, speaking from presentation alone, it's very start and stop. You know, compare this to, like, Craig Barnes' reel last week, and his, I mean, it's, like, hilariously loud, but Craig's reel is, like, go, 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 right? So we have this instead, and... Well, this might be loud to start off. Turn it down. So here we go. This is a different kind of reel, mind you, but even when it starts the actual reel, it's like... And it holds your like aural perception at all times. It holds your attention. So things are always happening. So with this, it's very like, thing happening. Thing happening. Thing happening. And the things are good, but it just starts and stops, so I can't get engaged and invested, you know? And you know what can help with flow? Ambience. Look at this rain. What's going on? City wash and the rain in the background? So easy. It's like just here's a wash, done. Like it doesn't need to be like super robust and contoured. It could just be like some rain, and that would be huge as far as filling this space out. And then suddenly you're crossfading from each clip, right? And crossfades add to flow, and now you're actually invested and you'll keep listening through it. So keep going here.
Game.
Oh, I didn't catch what you said before, Matt. In regards to assumptions about removing risks and such, and removing assumptions. Doing what an audio test asks for, yes, that's the thing to do. If they're like, hey, do these sounds, then yeah, do that thing. But presenting a reel, fill everything in, because I don't have weird expectations like a random test rule. Yeah, just do everything and make it sound really good. Fill it out. Like literally, even if the game, and I'm speaking completely honestly here, even if the game has a bug or something, and like maybe a sound you gave him is not triggering and it should be, then just put it in the freaking video cap. Like, who cares? Just be like, this is what if I was in charge, this is what the game would sound like. Like, I'll let you in a little secret right now. If you look to our Instagram, I think there's a link below. On our Instagram, there is a clip of Train Conductor World, game that we did for the voxel agents in Australia. And this game is like legit as hell. It's very, very, very good. I'm really addicted. I'm like actually genuinely addicted right now. But the thing is, there is like the Instagram post outlines a finished sequence of like the gameplay loop into the end game stinger, into the end game, or into like the you got 3 stars stinger, into the end game interstitial loop, right? And the thing is, in the game, the shipped game right now, those aren't triggering quite correctly. It's close, but it's not quite correct. In the one online, ours is correct, and I've told them. So they're like, cool, next update we're gonna do that. So I just fixed it, and now that is kind of an indication of what we see it as, like online. So that is now how we're presenting ourselves to people that stroll by our site. So yeah, it's not accurate exactly to the game that's shipped, but it is what we would do, and that's what you want to be conveying to your viewers, right? So, and obviously there's like a bit of a gray area there to skirt. You don't want to like redesign the whole thing and be like, yeah, we totally did this game, and it's like a different game in the end, obviously. But I feel like that goes without saying. So let's watch this last clip again.
KO. Game.
This cursor just blow me around, man. And like this clip, I mean, it sounds nice, sure, but I mean, also, dude, just buy fraps. It's like $40. Yeah, that last clip isn't really doing anything for me. I mean, it's like an explosion. That's fine, and it looks like what we saw, and it sounds like what we saw. But I don't know. It's got like the fraps thing and the mouse cursor, and it's just one sound. So I don't know if it's really helping that a whole lot. Okay. You added a few sounds to hype jump footage. There were a couple of sounds that didn't get implemented in that build. Yeah, cool, good. Okay, so let's talk about
Madness, our old friend.
Hey, Adrienne Kuzminski, welcome on in. And I saw somebody else say they're from Montreal and they're like a student in audio. I didn't. Yeah, Tent Le Toy. Just graduated sound design program Montreal. I'm very glad I found this channel. Yeah, cheers. Well, make sure you follow, yo. We do this stream every week, every Thursday. Okay, so let's talk about material selection. Yeah, I mean the thing is, it's basically good. Like these are shipped titles, Like he worked on DC Legends, iOS, Android. This looks good. All we're hearing is obviously what you did, so that's you don't really need to say what you did. Although if you're doing things like implementation, you'll want to call that out. Otherwise, I'm assuming you're just doing content creation for all these. See, Matt's backing me up. Pay to get rid of program logos, minus pro points. Exactly. If you're not willing to put money into your like Bandicam.com, man, come on. Or we're carrying on. Latch and friends, no way.
1%.
Okay, so yeah, here we go. Just more content creation. These are all just very like we made sound effects. And if that's what you want to do, then cool. So right now, you're really pushing yourself as like a we make sounds thing, right? So if you want to push yourself as anything more than that, then I would recommend elaborating these titles a bit, as far as just like material and such. Because right now, I assume you're like making sounds and throwing them over the fence, and maybe attaching a little note to it as far as what you intend for those sounds to be, and then walking away. And that can work, but sometimes companies want a deeper involvement than that. If you don't want a deeper involvement than that, then that's great. This is doing the job. But that's what it's saying. Okay. So we'll carry on here. And like the content's all cool. It's like a variety of things, iOS and indie stuff, and like PC, Wii U. Hive Jump is like a relatively well-known indie game. It's very recent as well, which helps. Magical Beast, Cards and Castles. Like I've heard of, I think all of these games. Maybe not Kerfuffle. I don't know what that one was. These last two I didn't know. Castmage and Kerfuffle. I didn't know these. But yeah, it's like really cool. It's like a lot of things you shipped, which is great. And it makes Matt think you're a small indie game focused. If that's true, then great. That's kind of what we're always saying. It's like this is what your reel is saying. If that's good and accurate, then good job. If you wanted to be doing AAA stuff, then this is not a good reel at all, of course. But no Blizzard redesigns. Yes, well done, team. Good job. Okay, so let's talk content quality, shall we? I have a few kind of points of polish notes here regarding how to improve this stuff. So apart from the add ambience note, let's talk about the sounds themselves a little bit, okay? So one thing I kind of noticed on some of your stuff, not all, I think, like that last explosion is pretty good as far as this goes, but I'm also on headphones, mind you, which is like I'm up close and personal, like these sounds are under the freaking magnifying glass, right? So if I press play here, it's very, the end of the sounds is very like, and it just drops off. It's like, and just cuts. So, and it's kind of a common thing through a lot of your sounds actually, and it might be something to think about as far as like contouring that tail a bit more, as far as letting things kind of, letting some parts of the sound, carry on. That kind of thing can give can just introduce more variety to the phrasing of your design. It's not like a needed thing. Like the first one's probably totally fine as is. Like that would sound good in game, this kind of thing. But you hear what I'm saying? Like they both have like they sort of drop off. This is totally points of polish. And the thing is, your design's like pretty damn good. So we're gonna talk about mainly like really kind of details oriented stuff, right? So we'll carry on here. Now this one's got some really kind of I wouldn't call them rookie mistakes, but it's a very common. Look, this tearing. It's a very common thing as far as, especially newer designers, and even even I do it sometimes. It's easy to forget about this kind of thing. But so we've talked about this on Real Talk before. I don't know when it was, but it was quite some time ago, and we were talking about the idea of, well, actually, you know what? Just last week we were talking about warming up for sounds. I was joking about Craig Barnes' reel, and I'll play it at full volume. Okay, so here's the reel. I'm pressing play, and check this out. Oh, it wasn't even full. One more time. Here, just like just wall of sound instantly, And we call that a transient, which is goes from quiet to loud super fast and carries on. Hard transients are at times effective, but it's almost always going to sound more rich and more mature if you ramp into that. And it's needed. It's needed for things like casual game sound design because the casual game market of players, the demographic of players, don't like being startled. But in general, it just sounds better. Like, it just totally sounds better. So if we listen to this for a second, I kind of want to redesign on the fly, but maybe we won't do that. If we listen to this, so listen to all these impacts, okay? Now, if I close my eyes and watch that same thing again, I'll go back to about, what, 10 seconds, 9 seconds? Something like here? Okay, let's go for it. It's not really clear what we're listening to, because the thing is, we've got a bunch of like, but there's nothing else there. There's one quick whoosh when he kind of jumps, it's like, but that's it. But there's nothing else that indicates movement or, well, mainly movement. That's the big one. There's a whole lot of movement here we're not hearing, and it's really, really easy to fix this kind of thing. Like if I want to do like a really quick one here, so I'm gonna record this in, and I'm gonna record what this sounds like. Nothing's here. It's gonna be NDA, right? No, it's all fine. I'm gonna play it one more time. So here we go. I'll play this. Okay, so that said, I now have this recorded over here, and I don't want to take a ton of time on this thing, but like, if I grab this clip, here it is, I'll just put it on a track like that one. Okay. So looking at this waveform, it's like, bam, 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 there's nothing else there, right? So just a little bit of something before that. Like I'm gonna grab the first whoosh I find. Okay, let's grab like some like boom, like beefy, thick whoosh or something like that, you know? It's not really important to me that we get something really, that's too short. Oh, like some large something. Sure, this is fine. We'll grab like a few of these, okay? So, these are just whistly. Give me something like, okay, this is fine. This is like really not all it would need, but it's gonna be good enough. So, we'll grab, can I drag into the stream? I totally can't actually, it's on my other machine. I can like, maybe do this here. Is that, okay, here we go. This is like a very brief whoosh tutorial. So I'll make these few tracks a bit larger. Okay, here, give me a second. I can see it on my screen, so I can see what this looks like. Jumbo. You can see that? It's really terrible, I know, but it's fine. So you can see this guy here. I can just get rid of these guys. So this waveform is like boom, 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 right? So if we just grab, I don't know, I'll grab like this whoosh, freaking whatever. Sure, good enough. And we'll put one like before each hit or something. And it's gonna be okay, I guess, but I haven't even listened to these whooshes before, so you get the idea. But if we use something like, have it go real close in like that, can you see what's happening here? So here's the point of the impact, right? Boom. We'll just go up to it and then back down again. So you don't want to have it like whoosh directly into it, because then what happens is you actually lose the contour on the impact. So you don't hear like, you hear like whoosh, and whoosh is not really accurate to what we want to have. We want to have like an in and a hard hit. So to keep this transient, like the transient's good. You want that like popping kind of impact, right? So that said, if you put it here, you can see that. I'll zoom in way, way close. So as opposed to being there where it's kind of like on the impact, you move it back so you have the kind of up and down happening, and then it's like, right? Yeah. Yeah, my terrible webcam. Here, give me a second. I'm gonna just do a terrible quick edit. This is gonna be Just so nice to look at. There we go. Look at that. Get out of the way. This promotion thing, presentation thing. There we go. That's better, right? Look at that. Perfect. Yeah, finally tune engine over here. So here's this whoosh. You see it? Okay. So this I was saying, don't put it there. Put it like there instead. So it's like up and down. You can even be a little more strict with it too. So right? Versus I'll like keep it whoosh as is. This is kind of more of an amateur way of doing it. It's like of course this whoosh is tiny and this is a huge impact, so it's still, this transient is still there, mind you, but you'll find like if you have a larger whoosh, I'll just crank the clip gain or something. Like go straight through it. Versus we'll do this again, we'll cut this off, go like really strong fade out, and I'll put it like right before here. I'll move back even more than that. How about this? Right? Even there, it's kind of like exaggerated and silly, but you have the movement attached to it. So if you have that happening on like all these hits, then what we get is suddenly like a lot more movement attached to it, where you've got like a thing happening, and you have the full kind of picture now. So even just that now, like it's instantly way better. And I just like did some bullshit whooshes just off the top, like the first ones I found, right? So yeah. Anyways, super quick. I don't want to go any much longer with that, but there you go. Hopefully that wasn't too painful for you guys, but that's the idea. So that's like a very kind of basic way to improve impacts. Is like if you just listen to something like the Boom Combat or something. If I search for like Punch Torso, I think it's like Punch Torso, right? Well, let's listen to these out of my sound library. Right? They all have like a whoosh. They all have it. It's all like whoosh. So super useful. Okay, we'll carry on here. Let's wrap this up on Patrick's. Like they're fine. Yeah, the sounds are fine, man. I just want more connectivity between the sounds because it's all very up and down. That's cool. I have like the whoosh. So it has that one there. That's good. Cool. Yeah, it's all fine. Nice beefy impacts. The voice is really cute. Like the game is good too. Game is fine. And voice often sucks in Reels, so good job. Yeah, so that's pretty much it as far as what I want to talk about. It's like a solid Reel. It's the foundation's all very, very much there, but it's not like standing out a ton. It's just like good. You know, it's a good Reel, and I like that you have this branding. This is really cool. This fat bard. Just needs some more love in the flow, because yeah, it's very much like you're walking through. I don't know what a good analogy would be. I was gonna say like an art gallery where it's kind of like here's a painting, like here's a painting, here's a painting, but you want to make it much more like control their entire viewing as opposed to like here is something you can browse through and kind of see here and there. Anyways, okay, so yeah, distinction. I mean, it's just good. You know, it's like a solid Reel. It would certainly be a contender if you were in there in the mix with a bunch of other Reels probably, but it wouldn't be a clear winner. It would be up there. Because you obviously show you have chops for design, which is really helpful. And Matt says distinction stuff I haven't heard of, which is good. Yeah, totally. No Blizzard, but no real hype flow, so it gets a bit forgettable. Yeah, it's just sort of here's some stuff and walk away. Okay, so thanks a lot, man. Thanks Patrick and Zach. Thanks so much. I appreciate some claps in the chat if you have some time. Thanks. Spare your fingers. So let's move on to Sean Laval. Yes. Oh, Tony is fine. We're just starting Sean, man. No worries. Good to see you, pal. We'll close off Fat Bard. Hey, thanks. Thank you. Thank you for the submission, Patrick. Okay, Sean Laval.